Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, I've had so many requests to read on the inauguration, and I thought I already did. I said a Republican would be sworn in at the inauguration. That was before the vote. And apparently, there's rumblings that something may or may not go on before then, that the Democrats are trying to stop it. And I personally think a lot of that is clickbait. A lot of yeah, some readers just tell you what they think you want to hear. So please be aware, please be more discerning. um, all right, so I'm going to use the predictions deck, and I'm going to ask the predictions deck, tell us about the inauguration in 2025. Can you tell us about the inauguration in June 2025? Can you tell us the predictions deck? How is the inauguration going to go? What are we allowed to know about it? Um, uh, will it be a success? Will it be postponed? Will it be canceled? Just tell us about January 20th, 2025, the inauguration of the 47th President of the United States, the President-elect Donald Trump. What can you tell us about that? What can you tell us about that? Cards are ready. Floods, heavy rain. So that could be tears. People are really upset that it's going on. Or actually could be raining really hard that day. That's not unheard of either. Oh, returns to normal. Returns to normal. Fire, heat wave. Isn't that interesting? Fire, heat wave, floods, heavy rain. I wonder if the weather is going to be crazy. So I'm wondering if they have like major snowfall, and then the next day the temperatures shoot up and then melt everything, and there tends to be flooding and whatnot. So we might have a weather event around that time. Betrayed, backstabbed, and downgraded. Downgraded. Let's see, I want to make sure. Okay. Downgraded. Okay, so maybe it's going to be downgraded a little bit, because who knows why. Maybe the weather brings it inside, for example. I think somebody's going to cancel at the last minute. I think the weather might push it inside. So instead of people witnessing it outside, perhaps it's inside and there's cameras or whatnot. I think it's going to otherwise. Yeah, that could be. That could be something with the weather. Let's keep reading. Rocket SpaceX. Well, look at that. That even looks like Elon, doesn't it? Returns to normal. There's Elon is going to be there. Absolutely. Farming industry, fire, heat wave. I think this is the Amish. They're going to be invited. I think the Amish are going to have a big presence there. I think they're going to be invited. Betrayed, backstab, battle, warship. I think at the last minute, somebody's going to not show up or cancel at the last minute, start an argument kind of thing. Earthquake, shake up. Banking, currency. Spreading, mutating. Ooh, what's the clock want to tell me? Politicians, government. Honestly, these cards just nail it. Just nail it. Okay, I'm wondering if something's going to be like, there'll be like a flu going around, so people don't show up, or like some kind of virus or something. that, people either have to wear masks or um, perhaps it's those drones actually. So, this earthquake shakeup, I'm going to tell you what is on my mind here right now. Is this card here looks like JD Vance, and he was in the Marines. Does this not look like JD Vance to you? And it's on the betrayed and backstab. So I'm wondering if this banking currency, I wonder if somebody, a supporter of his, pulls out at the last minute with this banking currency here. Perhaps they promise, funds, donate some funds for the inauguration or whatnot. And I'm getting with this earthquake shakeup, those funds don't show up for whatever reason. Spreading, mutating. Politicians, government, hiding something, hiding something. Society collapse. Might be a bit of a, well, of course, there's going to be protesters. Of course, there is. Citing disclosure and join forces. Evidence of a scandal. Well, I think I'm not getting anything here that's something's going to stop it at all, at all. So if you were hoping, I think that there, I think that there's definitely going to be some protests. That could be why they bring it inside, where they downgrade it. Perhaps there's legitimate, threats. So that could be the spreading, the mutating, the spreading, the rumors. There's legitimate threats. I mean, sure, they're already listening to the buzz, right, about it. I think the citing disclosure could have something to do with the drones. But this hiding something, I think this is more like your FBI and your CIA. They're in the dark webs right now, and they're in the chats, and they are listening. So they might say we're moving it inside because the weather is so bad, but actually they're moving it inside because there's a credible threat. Okay. Evidence of a scandal. Yeah, tsunami, rising water, tornado winds. I think there might be a weather event that, but it's a distraction illusion. Surveillance record and evidence of a scandal. So yeah, I actually think the uprising, rebellion, society collapse. I think they're really worried about, um, really worried about um, bad actors. I think they're really worried about credible threats. I'm trying not to say the A word. I think they're really worried. I think he's had 9 of his 9 lives. So the weather event with the tornado and tsunami is a distraction. I think there's going to be a weather event and they're going to be like, oh, thank God there's a weather event. Let's use this excuse to move it inside. And what they're really doing is they're moving it inside because there's surveillance, there's scandal, they're already listening in on the dark web and whatnot. I think that's what's going to happen, but I do not see it being canceled. I do not see. I don't see any kind of underhanded shakeup or anything like that. I think it's going to go ahead, but this card here is really jumping out at me. It's downgraded. It's going to be somewhat muted, or it's going to be smaller, or even downgraded by perhaps he's in a plexiglass, completely enclosed, built like something that he's safe from threats. I think there's credible threats out there. I honestly do. And I think that's what they're more worried about than anything. So that could be why it's downgraded as well. Maybe they limit the amount of people who can come into the area to watch it. You know, they're going to severely by invitation only. And that's where we get the Amish come in um, and other people who are, you know, obviously big supporters. And that could be part of the uprising of the rebellion. Maybe they're like, no, I'm an American. I can see whatever I want or do whatever I want. And that could be the protest. There could be lots and lots of protests. But yeah, I think there's going to be a big weather event. Is it going to be, got your tinfoil hat on good and tight? Is it going to be man-made? So it actually, they make a small weather event so they have the excuse to move it inside. Time will tell, right? So that's how I am seeing January 20th. I'm not seeing that it is stopped in any way. I'm not seeing that um, that there's any kind of shakeup or anything like that. It's just, it's not gonna, there's something that changes though. That's gonna go ahead, but there's something that definitely changes the day before or on that day. All right. Thank you very much for spending this time with me. I am getting to the 2025 predictions, the auto writing. I've been working on them already. And I've already got some things out that are kind of shocking. So look forward to that. Thank you very much. Take good care. See you online.